identification.
Let's go.
Hello. Welcome
Hello.
if anybody shows up. Yeah, I waited the last minute again because I was busy. I
Well,
probably should go get my stuff I made.
cool. You got Lewis and Grace.
Hey, Grace.
What's for dinner, Grace? I'm hungry.
I haven't made dinner yet, or lunch or breakfast.
Oh, shit.
I need to stop that because I'm starting.
That's
to
no.
wear
Yeah,
it.
that's bad for your blood sugar.
I go through the whole day, and then when I come home, I'll fix something to eat.
Yeah.
And it's not well when you're working at nighttime. It's like from 3:30 to like 6. It's busy, and then it's like blam.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Dana. Hello, Harvest Mary. And Grace. Looks like no one's cooking tonight. Oh, well. Oh.
I got some 4 little strips of pork belly in there. I'm gonna cook up.
Nice.
It's leaner, on the leaner side, so it's not too much fat.
Right. What are you going to cook it in?
I'm just gonna bake in the oven.
Okay.
Nothing fancy. I'm trying the bone broth diet. So far, it sucks. Yeah, I might actually cook some eggs up too. Seeing that I might not, or I might just get up earlier and fix some eggs before I go.
Yeah, I got a buddy that likes eggs in the morning, so I've been eating a lot of eggs too. So it's easy peasy.
Yeah, what I do, I just get it going in the pan and just put the lid on it, shut it off, and it just cooks itself. That way,
the pork belly or your eggs?
No, the eggs, sunny side up.
Okay. Sirloin tips with
Japanese barbecue roasted taters and carrots and onions. Well, I could have the sirloin tips, and that's about it. Oh man, this house smells so good.
What you got going on?
It smells like somebody's been making pina coladas all day or something. All I smell is pineapple and coconut.
Oh, that's right. You're canning. Yeah.
Yeah. And I looked all over the internet for different recipes for canning pineapple with coconut water. So I didn't know how this was going to turn out.
Right.
I thought maybe if the coconut water heats up, it's going to turn brown or something. It looks normal though. That video will probably go out tomorrow if I get enough time to get it edited and all that stuff. Breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, I could go some pancakes right now.
Well, oh man, pancakes were really good
with the real chocolate chips in the batter and about a pound of bacon on the side.
My where I was getting the bacon in the pork belly and stuff, they stopped selling it. Oh, like, no, it's so good, because it's real hard to find bacon that isn't
Right.
doesn't have sugar in it.
Right.
You can get the uncured, but a lot of times they'll still spice it up with stuff.
Yeah. I got stuff in my floor freezer that I got to start eating because it's probably going on a year now that it's been down in there. I mean, it's still good, but mainly fish. Grace, we got a lot of rain one day, and now it's all drying up again. No rain till this Tuesday, supposedly.
Well, I was in a hurry to get the front of the yard mowed up and everything, and because it was supposed to rain at 5. 5 o'clock came, no rain.
Right? Yeah.
I've got that electric um, mower. It's a battery operated thing, but um, the I have to make sure the grass is somewhat dry. If not, I get little jolts and it sputters and it dies real quick.
Right.
But I got the front yard and some of the backyard, and it died out on me. So I charge it up and wait again.
How long does it take to charge?
Yeah, probably about 6 hours or so.
Okay.
I mean, they work good at first, these batteries and everything,
Yeah.
and then they taper off as they
Mhm.
go.
It's just like a deep cycle marine battery. I got 2 of them in tandem underneath the bow of my boat that runs a 24 or a 24 volt trolling motor. And when they're new, they're really nice, but they get half of their age and they discharge real quick. And then you gotta cook them again, and then they discharge quick, and then so.
Yeah, the lithium batteries, you basically drain them and then
Yeah.
charge them. If you try charging them, because they have I don't know how many. I've never looked into.
How many cycles?
Yeah, and if you like charge it halfway, that still counts as a full charge.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to put the money into lithium batteries.
Leftover spaghetti.
That's
Yeah,
always good.
next day spaghetti always tastes better.
All food does, I think.
Yeah, I'll have my spaghetti sauce and then the noodles, and then whatever's left, I just mix it together and put it in a Tupperware dish, and the next day it's like, ooh, good stuff. What was it? My cheat meal was about a week and a half ago or something like that. I made my burritos about a week
Right.
ago, I think.
I have a cheat meal every day. I actually got out today and got to my neighbor owns a Greek restaurant down the road. Had a Greek salad, side salad, the small one with the
Again with the salad.
Well, and then I got a side of gyro meat, which is basically lamb. It is lamb, and it's all shaved. Oh, dude, man, that stuff just melts in your mouth. So.
Oh yeah, is it the one where it's on that thing?
Yep,
They
it's on a rotisserie and they slice it down.
Yeah. Did it have a pineapple at the top or an apple?
I think it might have had both.
Oh, okay.
Sure. You can see it right when you walk in, and there's cash registers there, and then you look right into the kitchen, a little window there, and things spinning. The guy's holding the knife.
Yeah, and it smells good.
Lord, and tastes even better. But I brought it home. I'll be gnawing on that later.
Yeah, believe it or not, Arby's has a good one. Um,
I think you were telling me about that.
yeah, I was surprised because it's only like $9 for the combo meal. And I'm like,
Right.
figured I'd give it a try, and I was like, oh dang, this is actually pretty good.
But all of those fast food restaurants used to be so much better until they started messing with the food and
Yeah,
adding
that's the only place well, like at Wendy's, if you want lettuce, tomato, and onion, you have to pay 25 cents each for each one. It doesn't come with, and it's like,
Well, then
geez,
you know it's fresh, though, right?
eh,
They're making you pay separate for it. They got to.
hot house fresh.
Best thing about Wendy's is their fries. That's about it.
And here lately, they haven't been very good.
No,
Yeah, well, I haven't had them for a while, but
and a couple years ago, we lost a Checkers. They had good fries too,
hmm
but again, that's bad food.
yeah. Um, and there's only certain ones that actually the like if it's a hamburger, you expect it to be beef.
Yeah,
Um,
or a beef byproduct.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
but yeah, I can remember just being in high school. It would be like after football, it would be not a Whopper. It would be a double beef Whopper with cheese and all the
oh,
crap on it. And supersize the fries and the vanilla shake. And, I mean, it was the boys pounded away back then. Now it's like those burgers don't taste the same.
let's see.
Oh, hey, there's B. B, are you still up in the
So,
northwestern country? Hmm.
okay, let's see here. I clicked on a link and it says uh, 17 failed fast food chains.
Huh.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
let's see. Pup in Taco drive up hamburgers. Okay. I've never heard of that, so evidently it really failed. Bob's Big Boy, that's not a fast food unless they did have a fast food. And some of these didn't fail. They got another Taco Bell right there.
Taco Bell will always, some of them go, but most of them stay.
A&W. I think they still have one A&W here in Ohio.
A&W root beer with the stands? Oh, man.
Yeah.
I could remember them back in Jersey.
This one? Arby's roast beef sandwich. Oh, well, see, they didn't fail. That's maybe I have to click on this.
I wonder why I don't have a picture on my icon. That's weird.
Explorer, is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. And then there's the McDonald's one. Yeah, it doesn't click into the next one. Oh, there's Wiener Snakes. Oh, that's Whataburger. Oh, I missed Whataburger. I used to love that place. They used to have some, I don't know if they're any good now, but
Yeah.
Arby's is actually one of the better places here in here, Coshocton, because other places are grungy and they don't clean very well. And Arby's always clean. They got good management. I think that has a lot to do with how well the food is.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Subway's getting a foot long Subway for 99 cents.
Remember
When
the
first came out.
Yeah, wasn't there a guy that started some lawsuit crap about it? Wasn't really a foot long.
Oh, probably.
He took him to court or some kind of crap. I'm like, wow. You need to get a life.
Oh, it's not good anymore. Oh, that's not right. I used to, because their burgers they're bigger than the other fast food places, and that was just their normal burger. And I think Hardee's bought Carl's Jr.
Yeah,
So
they
they're
did.
kind of mixed together. I don't know if they have Carl's Jr. still in the West, but yeah, but even seeing the food doesn't really help because like the tuna fish is
I would never eat.
it's got human DNA in it. Allegedly, so they say. I don't know. Lewis, what kind of fast food places they got up there in Canada? Is it basically the same thing we got up here, or do they have just something that's just Canada one? There's Burger Chef, and I didn't know Pabst Blue Ribbon had a fast food chain.
I didn't either.
Well,
Cheap beer, cheap food.
there's this one, Shake Shack,
I've heard of that.
Shakey's Pizza. I remember that one. That's not around no more, probably.
We have. Did you guys ever have Fortunatos out your way?
Not that I know of.
They're normally in a big mall. They got, oh man, they got like 25 different types of pizzas, and they're all out there that you can pick from. And I mean, they're huge.
Wimpy's. Okay.
McDonald's, Harvard.
Yeah, I like making my own frosting out of cream cheese and stuff. It tastes so much because the frosting they do on cakes nowadays, like if you get one from Walmart or something, they're way too sweet.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like
Even Publix's icing is too
you
sweet.
can feel it in your teeth. I squeeze 7 and lemons to get the seeds to dry them out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually if I'm dehydrating, I just slice them up, seeds and all, and then when it dries out, the seeds pop out anyway. I dehydrate the skin on it and everything. I keep the ends and put them in a jar and put vinegar with them so I can uh, lemon scented vinegar for cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that bee. You'd always want the piece that had the most amount of like the extra different, the crap they put on top of the icing.
Yeah,
Like the flowers and the, just to get that sugar rush.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's it was probably not came in a can. They probably made
Oh
the
yeah.
frosting and stuff.
My mother used to make her own frosting.
Yeah,
It was wicked.
yeah. The corner pieces were the best because you got double the frosting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she used a confectioner sugar and another type of sugar, and I mean it took a while to make, but it was good.
Yeah. Oh, there she goes. You gonna put
Is Miss Dana up to no good again?
yeah,
Dana. Oh, she got B good.
yeah. Trying to get her back to Florida. I guess
Well, if she
one
kicked
kick
her,
at a time.
maybe she kicked her the other way, and she's going out to the Aleutian Islands. She's gonna be in Russia soon.
Yeah, the I guess the manager is flipping. Uh, he's working nights instead of days now. So um, I was moving stuff around, basically not asking, just doing it, making stuff look good and stuff. And he said, "You're doing a great job. Keep it up,"
Cool.
which is good because evidently he doesn't do that.
You better watch out. You might end up working nights.
I am working nights,
Are you?
except for tomorrow. For some, well, technically I work a full time day tomorrow
Mm,
because I'm seasonal part time.
right. They all do it that way.
Yeah, but he's already said that um, after the first week, after I made it the first week, evidently, because nobody thought I was going to make it. Um, he says, we'll definitely find you something.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, even part time, I get benefits.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta turn some lights on.
Yeah. They said, it's different from a full time, but it's still some form of a benefit. So I guess see how things go with that. But I've been trying to time my workload because it's the job of the loaders to um, empty all the trash bins and stuff. So I've been trying to get it closer to uh, 9 o'clock. That way, when it's it's really slow, I can be doing something. But I keep doing it too fast. So around 8 o'clock, I'm sitting there like, nothing to do, nothing to do. So I'll go out, move plants around, and try to find stuff to do. So I just don't stand there. Christmas trees? No. I think at Christmas time they do. Yeah, Christmas time they do have some sort of company that brings in Christmas trees or something like that. But yeah, here let me go get my what I can today. There we go. And you can't really make it out too much because of the green screen, but let me see if I can turn that off real quick. Green. And I haven't cleaned the jar or anything. This thing looks, I love these jars. They're so clear. And I know I shouldn't be messing with it because you're supposed to let it set for 24 hours, but these lids, oh, they're so nice. Now I got the jars to go with it. But this is pineapple in coconut water. I keep wanting to say coconut oil, but it's coconut water. Basically, it's like a pina colada, coconut and pineapple. I should have the video out tomorrow. If not, it'll be out Friday. Like I said, I looked around and couldn't find, there was a couple, but they didn't look like they actually, canned it themselves. They just copied it from somewhere. So I just basically went 15 minutes in my new water bath canner.
Yeah.
And
you use the new one, the big one that you got?
Yeah.
Cool.
And dang, this. There we go.
Nice.
See it better there. But where's my flashlight? Somewhere. Oh, there it is. See if I can get a light on it. Make it easier. Not a flashlight. Disco.
Yeah.
Trying to show you how clear it is, but that's not working.
Yeah, I can see through it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it's clear. Which is what I wasn't sure about because of it's coconut water. So I didn't know if it was going to darken or what. But I did put some lemon juice in there. Maybe the acid works with the coconut water to not be cloudy or anything. In 15 minutes, and I opened or pulled these things out, and then pop, pop, pop. They're going, and that's the thing about these Superb lids. They don't sound like the normal lids because they're so much thicker, so they make a pop noise, a loud noise. And the first time I heard it, I thought one of my jars broke. Yeah. I'm like, oh man. And at that time I was using the other water bath canner, so I couldn't look in it and didn't want to lift it up because it takes forever to get it boiling again. And then open it up and there's like nothing broke. And I'm like, what the heck was that sound? And then pop, and heard another one. And I'm like, dang, that's loud. Hey, Jeff. Oh. Pineapple in coconut water. And it was cutting that pineapple up. My mouth was watering the whole time. Like I should I should sample this, make sure it's good. But I knew if I started eating it, I would want more. So I just cut it all up, put it in a pot, and warmed it up, and then canned it. And you should hear these things go off. There was a lot of racket going on, so I didn't record it. I have to do a voiceover on a lot of it, so I didn't get the sound of the jars popping. But once you hear the difference between these and a regular ball one, it's like night and day.
They have thicker metal.
Oh yeah, they're so much more thicker,
It's probably why it's louder.
and that's where I show you where you finger tight, which is probably less than you would think. You just turn it until the jar turns, and then it's tight enough. You don't hold the jar or anything. Oh, I did see that Trump's getting blamed for ruining Christmas this year.
No.
Oh, what? Is he really? They're going to start calling him the Grinch and everything else because it costs more. Maybe if the last guy didn't make prices go up by 30-40%, wouldn't have been so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't core it out because that core in the middle is the best part of the pineapple. It's got the most vitamins, and it has something else. I can't remember what it is. It's real good for you. So I just slice it and chop it up into chunks. And then I kept the leftover juice. I can that too. You can use it for just drinking or flavoring stuff or whatever. Or get a bottle of rum and make you some pina coladas. Yeah, that. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, that stuff is real good for you. And a lot of people they'll go and get that thing that
Dana.
and you lose so much pineapple when you use a thing in the store to skin your pineapple and stuff. I just go and I use my big old cleaver. For World War II. Yeah, I'm sure he had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Gas went. Yeah, our gas is 270, 280, something like that.
Ours went down at let's see, 292. It was like 315. So, but as the summer gets here, though, they're going to kick it for the tourists. So
Oh man, that sucks. How can you be allergic to pineapple? That's horrible.
I don't miss anything, Damon. I might not react to it, but I remember everything.
Yeah. Like if I was normally going to can pineapple, I would take the the chunks and or the trimmings and everything, and boil that for extra juice and whatnot. But I ended up, because I wanted to use the coconut water to give it a new flavor. And I have to see. Right now, it looks good.
How many cans did you do? Or try
Six,
6 jars?
and 2 jars of juice,
Hmm.
for 2 pineapples. And I had 2 things of coconut water, just coconut water. Doesn't have anything else in it, no sugar or anything. And I used both of them. That way, it'd have the extra juice,
Right.
For whatever.
Do you label right on top of the metal, or do you put a piece of tape down and write on that?
I'm thinking about getting some kind of label maker, because these jars are so nice. You got all that space to put stuff on in there. It's not like you have the indents of the other stuff, the
Mm.
other company. Um, and they're so clear. Um, makes them look really nice.
Oh, there's trouble. Monty's back.
Oh.
Monte.
Yep, it's hump day. Um, was it yesterday? It got up to like 80 degrees, and then this big storm was supposed to come in. It must just flew by us or something, because you could see the big old wave of cloud coming in, and then I was hurrying up to get out of there to get home, and nothing happened. I was like,
Right?
where'd the storm go?
That's one thing about here. You see stuff coming off the Gulf. It's not going anywhere but right over your head. You know,
Yeah,
it's not like you're looking, south or whatever. I mean, it's when it's there, it's you know, black.
yeah, and you get this big old wave of a cloud.
Uh-huh.
That's the way it was last night,
And
and
you don't want
trying
to.
to hurry up and get all the stuff in, and all the
Oh,
plants and stuff stay out overnight.
yeah. It's going to be a bad storm down here when it's like 90 something degrees and this front rolls through and it's dark and you can hear the thunder and it gets, I mean, it gets cold because
Oh yeah,
you're used to 90 and then you're getting hit with like 55-degree winds. And
yeah,
I
20,
mean,
30 degree
like,
drop.
yeah, it's like you're in trouble now because
Yeah.
when it gets that cold, it's going to be nasty.
Um, Now we're the way, because we have a semi truck for straw. The way it's supposed to be done is, um, we make steps to get up to the higher level, and whenever we give out, we load straw. Then we go up and get more. That way, it's closer to the door, and so it's not as hard on the next one. You just keep doing it. That way, it's like you're not have to walk all the way to the back, then bring it up. And um, last couple times I went in there to do straw, I've had to go up there and cut the baling wire for the lines of straw. Um, and 5 minutes before closing, somebody comes up wanting bells and straw. So there's no lights in there. So I go in there and feeling around for the line. So I just took my knife and went straight down, and then I have to reach up there and pull it down. Somebody had already taken the bottom stack instead of getting from the top and working your way down.
So how many fall on you?
Well, that's the thing. As soon as it pulls, I run like hell.
Right.
When I pulled it, pulled it. I'm assuming it was a mouse because I never did see it. Felt something crawl over my back and run down the other side and jump. And found out that the manager is scared of mice.
Oh.
and one of the girls at the cash register says, well, next time we find a mice, I know where to put whose desk I'm putting it on. He said, oh, no, you won't be, or you won't be here the next day.
Wow. He's really afraid of mice?
Yeah.
I never heard of that, a grown man being afraid of mice.
Well, you'd be surprised. You see a mouse come out of somewhere and you hear him start screaming.
You got to bring your cats to work. You won't have to worry about them.
Oh, boy. I'll just toss them in there for a while.
You hear all the things hitting the side of the trailer, bing, bing, bing. And then you don't have to feed them when you can bring them home. They've already eaten.
Well, Rural King, they have feed and stuff in there. The back of the store, they took a picture of a huge rat that got stuck in a trap.
Whoops.
Yeah, it was hanging out of the trap. That's how big. Because the ones where they go in and they can't come out. Well, this one went in and his tail end was sticking out.
Yeah, I've got a partial chain link, not all the way around, but partial chain link fence on my property. And when I go through the chain link gate, and if it's at night, I'll feel this little thing run right over the top of my hand. And I'll just look to the left and you just see a tail going, into the bushes. And it's those little fruit mice, fruit, whatever. They're tiny though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you, are those all your chicks?
No, those are at the store.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't think you bought all of them.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have them here. I have to go up because I have to go upstairs to. That's where they keep them all until they're ready to bring them out. If somebody, because we sell lots of chickens, so I have to. At the end of the night, I have to empty that trash can that's up there. Mm-hmm. And so I go up there and I go with the camera and make a couple videos here and there.
Now, are those egg layers or are those meat chickens?
Majority of them are egg layers.
Okay.
They do have some, but those usually they're gone as soon as we get them.
Yeah. Good night, Jeff.
You have a good one, Jeff. Yeah, I'm not going to be on too long. I just wanted to, since day off, get on here.
Well, we got let's see, a few more minutes before 9 o'clock. I can find out how Jim's day went today.
Yeah. I'll I'll be out there and um, loading mulch or something, and they said, "Ain't there any young guys in here that can get out here and load these things?" And I said, "Not today."
Nah,
Um,
they don't want to work.
Technically, they can't. They have a hard time keeping people for that job, and
Yeah,
it's
because
going
they're
to
called
start
wolves.
getting hot. So it's going to be
Yeah, you need to watch yourself. Keep yourself well hydrated.
oh yeah. Well, I'm already drinking as soon as I because they have a little refrigerator inside, and I about every hour I drink a bottle.
It's good.
My first uh, loadout was 100. Yesterday was 100 bags of mulch, and I'm like, no, why do I have to start
Dang.
out with 100? Uh, but at least the guy came out and gave me a hand and whatnot.
Aren't they pallet stacked? Or they just throw them in the trailer loose?
Well, this was in the back of a truck, so yeah. And they come in 60 65 in a pallet.
Okay.
The worst part is keeping track of the how many there is, because they always want to carry a conversation when I'm counting. We're trying to keep track, and they'll come up with numbers and stuff, and I'm like, so I came up with a system where I do a stack of 5, and then next to it another stack of 5. That way, just do 5, 10. I
Yeah.
had I had one guy swore up and down, said, you didn't put it enough in there, and I said, yeah, there's, because it was a small one. It's only 25, and he said, and I said, there's 5 stacks. He said, yeah, you're supposed to be 25 there, and I said, there it is. There's 5 in each stack. That's not enough. And I said,
He doesn't know basic math.
you have to be nice and everything. And I'm like, 5, 10, 15, and he's sitting there, and his wife had to pop out and said, come on, let's go, leave him alone.
Oh wow. He must be a real pisser at home too.
Oh, I bet. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. Sometimes you get them and they don't taste half bad, and sometimes they're really bitter or something. But the rose hip tastes pretty good. Just dobble it right down on your tongue, and you're good to go. Um, Boss was come walking up, and there were sheriff parked out in the parking lot, and I said, they're waiting for you. And he's, oh hell no. And then they come in, and he ended up had to um, work with them anyway, because they were in for some seeds.
Mm.
One bought $180 worth, and the other one was 70 some dollars worth. And I kind of wanted to ask him. I said, doesn't the sheriff department supply that stuff? But probably just kept my mouth shut and brought in carts. I was kind of curious. Hey, Tasha. Luffy's trying to steal the ferret's stuffy through the Mars. Have you got that thing trained to where it picks at the door when it wants to go outside? I actually house trained my it was actually a rooster, Rhode Island Red, and
Eggs.
we had a little box for him to do his business, and then I moved it to the door. Whenever we'd come in, we'd put the box there, and he would start using it, and then I slowly started taking it away, and then he would peck at the door, and we'd open the door, and he'd go out and do his business and come right back in. Yeah, Luffy's a chicken.
I saw a show once. This is, I don't know when, but it's probably was made back in, I don't know, 70s, 80s. But this woman had her chickens trained, and in the morning she'd open her door, and they'd come in and they'd lay eggs in her sink, and then they'd march back out to their pen. And that's how she made her breakfast. She didn't even have to go out for the eggs. I'm like, wow.
I think the full dauber is probably a teaspoon or a tablespoon, if somewhere in that area. So yeah. And it's good, like I said, it's good for your blood pressure. There's multiple things it's good for, but mainly the vitamin C boost and immunity stuff. We had a cat jump in the yard one time and think it was going to be an easy meal. That chicken tore him up. Wow. That cat was gone. He's like, I'm not messing with him, because he still had spurs. We didn't take his spurs off because he never attacked us or anything. Only issues we had with him is because he had this cage, but the door was always open, and he would go in there and go up on his little roost and go to sleep. But when we were, it was dinner time, we were sitting in the living room eating, watching TV, he expected us to fix him a plate too. So if we didn't, he'd get mad and start coming up there and start pecking at your food.
Yeah, where I lived, you can't have a rooster, but you can have hens.
Yeah, well, this was
the noise.
This was in the late 80s,
right,
in Tucson. My girlfriend at the time, her parents bought her a chicken for Easter, and we ended up raising it. It was interesting, I'll tell you that. We'd had parties or something over there, and people I'd bet him that he could drink more shots than they did. I don't know what it was, but that chicken would just guzzle that stuff down and not phase it.
Wow. And what was the liquid he was drinking?
Tequila.
Oh, wow. He's a Mexican chicken.
Probably. Well, it was Tucson, so
yeah.
And that's the thing in Tucson. That's the cheaper brand of stuff. I don't know if it still is that and Mad Dog, but that's I wouldn't give that to my chicken. That stuff's pretty bad for a human.
Yeah, I stayed away from all of that weird branded crap.
Yeah. Well, Circle K or 7-Eleven, that was the thing to
Right.
you get
Convenient.
a you get a big gulp and fill it halfway, and then you pour the rest of the bottle in there and go to
Yeah.
school. And
Did you have Roy Rogers restaurants out there?
not that I know of.
No.
Yeah, I
We're
was just sitting there
central.
looking at some of these other ones here. We uh, Winchell's Donut House.
Yeah.
I think that was a West Coast thing too.
The reason why I asked is you mentioned something about emptying a cup and then filling it half with this and half with that.
Yeah.
And my sister, she went to Roy Rogers one night with a bunch of her twirling friends. She was on one of the twirlers in the band, not the band, but whatever. And they were, it was screwdrivers, vodka orange juice,
Oh
but it
yeah.
was in these giant cups. And I'm like, oh boy, you're gonna regret this. And oh boy, that was a funny night.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something with their gizzards or something that it doesn't the alcohol doesn't phase them. Um, and of course, they don't have like chickens. They don't have taste buds or anything, so they can eat hot stuff and it doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
They'll eat hot peppers and ghost peppers or whatever, and it doesn't bother them. I,
My
I, I
sister,
often wondered, does it bother them when it comes out?
yeah, right. Ouch. My sister's horse used to drink beer all the time. Well, when you think about it, it's barley malt, hops, grain. It's all grain,
Yeah,
liquefied grain. So
yeah. Oh, you remember those little booths? Well, if you watched um, oh, Back to the Future, remember the little 24-hour film places?
film kiosk.
Well, there's different ones and stuff, but uh,
Yeah, Photo Shack.
yeah,
Right.
there's Photoshack. There's a bunch of different name ones though, but those are obsolete now. I don't even
Yeah.
know. Do they even have places to get film developed anymore?
You have to send it out.
Oh, okay.
You
I
can
was
take
like,
it to like CVS, and that's if you have a people that are still buying those disposable cameras where you actually bring them the roll.
yeah,
But I use a digital camera or the phone, so I just go in and transfer it to their computer. There's like 4 computers set up there, and then you can pick the one you want, resize it, enhance it, all that other crap, and then it's so
yeah.
many per picture.
I knew somebody because they had one in the mall where it was you'd go in and get it done, and you could see the pictures coming out when it was being developed or whatever it was,
Yeah.
or
I
printed
think
out,
the other one was called, was it Photo Lab? 1 hour photo.
something like that. And this guy was weird. Um, he'd come to a party or whatnot, and he would get prints of people's pictures, and
That
he
was a
said,
move.
look whose pictures I got for I
Yeah.
made copies of these pictures," and everybody's like, that's so wrong. You know, you're not supposed to be looking through people's pictures and stuff and then making copies of them and stuff. It's like, I wouldn't, because, you know, there are people taking certain kind of pictures and stuff. And
Sure.
like, no, I
They
don't even want to look at that stuff.
That was a movie. I forget who was in it, but there was some guy that was like off his chain, and he worked in one of those photo booths.
Oh,
Oh,
nano guy,
Robin Williams?
Robin Williams. Yeah.
Was he the guy doing it? Could have been.
One of them. Yeah. I remember him being a film person. Oh, what was that movie?
Someone in chat will look it up.
Yeah. Let's see if it pops up. Okay, let's see. He's made a lot of movies, so it might take a while. Movies. Dead Poets Society. That was a good movie. Harvey, no. Flubber. Oh, duh. 1 hour photo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. 1 hour photo, 2003.
Here I am.
Hey, what?
Hey, what?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, they don't even have a description of it. Oh, no, it was 2002.
What was the question?
Film written and directed by Mark Rumneck.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Robin Williams as a photo technician who.
Oh, you're talking about the movie The Final Cut.
No, it's
That's-
1 hour photo.
Oh, 1 hour photo. Okay.
Yeah,
There was a lot of freaks in those
an
photo
unhealthy
movies.
obsession with a family who he has a long provided service with.
Yeah, that was an interesting movie as well.
Yeah,
Forgot about that one.
yeah, it makes you wonder who's, well, not anymore, but unless you're getting copies of them or something, but makes you wonder who's developing your film and stuff. What was your favorite Robin Williams movie?
Oh
Me?
boy.
Well, either of you.
That's a tough one.
I don't know about a favorite one. Guess just for giggles, maybe Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, I seen that a lot as a kid.
Yeah, Good Morning Vietnam was a good one.
Yeah.
Popeye. Oh wow, he did an awesome job with Popeye.
Never seen him in a bad. I never seen him do a bad movie, really. You know,
Yeah.
my opinion. Or when he did Hook. That was a good one.
Yeah.
With Dustin Hoffman.
Good Will Hunting. That was a good one too. Jumanji. Oh. Night at the Museum. Oh, that one where he was a doctor at a cuckoo house.
Oh, yeah.
Patch Adams.
That's
No. What was his name? Robert De Niro was in it with him. And they tried this experimental drug and it brought him back, and he and then it went away all of a sudden. I guess it was. I don't know if I think it was based on a true story. That's when movie stars kept their political beliefs to themselves and stuff.
So this says it's called Awakenings.
Awakenings, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I just was thinking of another one I liked that he was in.
He did a lot of voices too.
Yeah.
Robots, Happy Feet, Fern Gully.
Happy Feet was the penguin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in Aladdin. Of course, I
Yeah, he
didn't
was the
watch
genie.
it, so I don't know.
He was the voice for the cartoon of the genie.
Oh, was he? Oh, Cadillac Man. I remember that too. Insomnia. He played the
Flubber.
bad guy in that
Remember
one too.
Flubber?
Yeah, Flubber.
He was a scientist.
Yeah, that was sad. Of course, nowadays it's I didn't hear Jim
Hey.
in there.
Uh-oh, there's trouble.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Not much.
What are you guys talking about? I'm running late tonight.
Robin Williams at the moment. I don't know why, but that's where our subject went to.
Because I heard you say De Niro. He was at some film award bashing our president.
Oh yeah, that's normal. Yeah, like I said, that back then they kept all their political stuff to themselves, and nowadays they endorse things just for the money, and
They endure madness and confusion.
So, Jim, I got to ask this question. What's your shoot today?
Nothing. I've been stuck in the house for almost 2 days because we finally got some rain.
Oh, well, send it this way, please.
Well, it's not going to go down south. Actually, we had 1.5 inches early this morning and 1/4 inch yesterday. Actually, we had just the right amount of rain.
Yeah, we need it bad.
How you doing, What Life?
Oh, shoot, man. Just peachy. Just peachy.
I just had a pair my wife got last week. Actually, she got pairs at the Acme. I didn't think they were ever going to get soft enough to chew. They're turning yellow, but they're still a little hard.
put it in a paper bag.
Well, kind of did that, but one side's hard and the other side's turning yellow and it's soft.
I remember one time I had a pear tree in the backyard of a place that we rented, and I had gotten some old bottles. So right when I seen the little nub forming on the tree with the pear, I put it inside the bottle and kind of hung the bottle up so it didn't fill up water and stuff. And at the end of the season, we had pears inside the bottles, and then I took put water in there and cleaned it out real good and stuff, and poured rum in them. and then let them set for about a year, and then put them up on the shelf, and everybody's like, "How'd you get the pear in there?"
You know what would happen to pear trees around here? They would all be buck rubbed. My neighbor had pears and peaches years ago when we got the property, and the trees, like, they were probably 8-10 foot tall with like 1.5 inch trunks. One day I came over here to work before we built the house, and all these trees were busted up just the one evening from the freaking deer.
Yeah, you get that bone stuff, bone juice or whatever they call it. That stuff works really good. Yeah, we got a fruit stand. It's about 25 miles from here, but
I thought you were talking about Congress.
a peach stand.
Fruit stand.
Oh, but we went and got a big old thing of peaches, and they were really good. Ones you had to eat outside
Because it's full liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Best peach I ever had was from the state of Georgia.
Damn right it was.
I was driving down to Florida, pulled off I-95. I forget. It was just one of them fruit stands. I bit into that thing, and it just turned to the liquid. It was the best peach I ever had.
I got a question for what? Are they harvesting anything in Georgia right now? Any crops?
Oh, well, shit, they just harvested
Yeah.
a bunch of strawberries. They're about to harvest a bunch of peaches.
What about pears?
What type of question is this, man?
Because I've never been to Georgia. I know, like in Virginia, they get corn.
Oh, we're full right now, buddy. No occupancy. But it's always something to be harvested here in different parts.
Yeah.
Be it from North Georgia, you've got a lot of vineyards and stuff like that up in the mountain region, or got a pretty extended growing season, depending on the amount of rain we get and the severity of certain weather. I mean, it can be a pretty good growing season.
Because my cousins used to tell me they could get tomatoes in June, and around here it's going to be July. And
Certain areas, yeah, for sure. I mean, heck, if I started a little later than I wanted to with growing some of my stuff inside, and I've got tomatoes and stuff. I mean, they're not ready. I mean, they're just little babies right now. But yeah.
Listen, I put my vegetable plants on the deck this week, and guess what happened? The wind broke several of the tomato plants and peppers. I'm so annoyed. But it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, tomato plants is easy. Just bury them a little bit deeper, or bend them and.
Yeah.
And you know what annoys me? Okay, look what Trump did this week. Okay, all the tech stocks like NVIDIA and Advanced Micro Devices are up. The Democrats are blaming Trump over the stock market crash, and they're not saying a word how the stock market went up so much the past 2 days. Because the deals he made with Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and I don't know why they pronounce it Qatar. It was pronounced Qatar back in the 70s. Those deals he made,
being pronounced as Qatar.
yeah, they pronounce it Qatar. I think it has to do with Obama changing the way words were pronounced.
You never know.
I think that was a different reference when they said Cutter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the first time I heard that, I'm thinking, there's no Qatar. Is that a new country? It's Qatar. Qatar.
Well, the greatest relief pitcher of all time, Mariano Rivera, his favorite pitch was the gutter. So there you go.
Was he at the Yankees?
Yep.
And I think he's a Trump supporter.
I don't know. I'm not getting into that. All I know is they played "Enter the Sandman" by Metallica every time he came out of the bullpen, and you knew right then that. I mean,
He was a hell of a pitcher for sure.
He didn't win the game all the time, but he had He had a real good.
But you respected him though.
Yeah.
Well, I look at all the relief pitchers the Phillies had in my lifetime that, you know, they had a 1-run lead. Then they get in there and it's an away game and they blow it in the 9th inning.
That's like the Cowboys in football. They get a lead and then they blow it.
Oh, and the I heard on the radio, the Eagles' first game of the year is against Dallas. And Dallas hasn't been in the Super Bowl, they said, in 29 years.
1993, I believe.
This will be the year they blow Philly out.
Well,
About that time.
Well, just like the Phillies, okay, the Mets own them. If they have to face the Mets at any playoff game, they're going to go down.
I mean, come on now. Not everybody can be the Yankees or the Braves. You know what I mean?
Well, the Braves aren't doing too good this year either.
Here we go.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And I hate I hate the term. Well, it's still early.
Who win the division?
You think the Braves are going to win the division?
I know.
Well, I'd rather see the Braves
than
the Mets.
Oh, the Braves, they're playing with a vengeance right now.
And I remember when they used to be the Milwaukee Braves when I was really little.
There were the Milwaukee Braves. There were the Boston Braves. When they left Milwaukee, they had to take it all the way to the Supreme Court to get it approved. There was such an uproar about it, about them moving. That's when they got the whole legal stuff behind them, and that's when they moved to Atlanta.
And you figure, it amazes me, not so much with baseball. There's too many NHL teams. And who's going to want to watch, you know, you go in these southern states, nobody plays ice hockey outdoors.
No, Florida's dominating. The southern teams are dominating the NHL right now.
My bolts are good, man. You don't have to play outdoors to kick butt.
I mean, I know these people are from different countries, but just as far as, you know, the teams and the fan base, I mean, I think it's getting people interested in it that normally wouldn't, you know, especially if your team is winning, people's going to watch, you know, they're going to support it just to say they were a part of it anyway. Heck, I remember as a kid, we had a local hockey team, the Augusta Lynx, and then they moved them, but now they're building this new. Man, by the time it's said and done, this new arena is probably going to cost $1 billion, man. And now they're talking about they're going to bring a hockey team back now. Yeah, I bet for $1 billion, shit.
Well, I know the people in Virginia root for the Braves.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't they? Well, yeah, they don't have a team. Virginia don't have a major league team. I don't think.
Well, I remember seeing the Ice Capades, I think it was, at the Civic Center when I was a kid in Richmond. Then I found out from Camp Yorga they tore that Civic Center down. And the Phillies got a new stadium, Citizens Bank Park. I think it was around 2001. And now they want another new stadium built. And what annoys me is all those stadiums in Philly, I don't know, well, not the one maybe the Sixers and the Flyers play at. Part of it was subsidized by taxpayers.
Mostly everything is subsidized by taxpayers, Jim. We just don't know about it. That's all.
I know, and I think I said before, it's like gas will never get as cheap in PA as other states. Plus, they want to raise the gas tax again. Because I can't believe where Grace lives in Staten Island, gas is cheaper there than it is around here. It's amazing.
Oh, there's one I haven't seen for a long time. Howard Johnson's.
I thought they were.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of them.
I thought they went out of business.
Yeah, they did.
And Horden Hardix, remember that one?
Well, there's the first White Castle.
White Castle. That was our 3 a.m. stop after other places closed.
Oh yeah,
That was good.
unless you're down south, it's Crystals, isn't it?
Eric, when you went to Florida from New Jersey, did you ever stop at the Maryland house?
I believe I did.
They had pretty good. They had better food than like most roadside stops. It was like a real restaurant.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, Bonanza! I miss Bonanza.
Oh, there you go.
The restaurant, by the way.
And restaurant. Most of the good food places are gone. They all went under.
Steak
Burger Chef.
A prime rib that was wonderful.
Oh, Sizzler. There's another one.
Yeah, Sizzler Steakhouse. Yeah.
Ponderosa.
I remember that. Yeah.
Piggly Wiggly. They still have them down south, don't they?
Piggly
Some
Wiggly.
places.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Piggly Wiggly in years, but there's a few of them left.
I remember buying Piggly Wiggly lunch meat at the dollar store like 20 years ago. Then I never had it again. A whole pound for $1.
Oh, there's a Roy Rogers that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And actually, I looked into it for my birthday back in March. I couldn't find an all-you-could-eat Chinese restaurant anywhere in this area. They're all gone.
What did you call it? Shoney's?
Chinese, all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet.
Oh.
Got a few of them here.
There's another Ponderosa. Steak and Shake. They still have those, though.
Our Steak and Shake, you can't eat inside anymore for some reason. You just got to order and go pick it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
The same thing. Our Pizza Hut. We had our birthdays and stuff there because it was like the only place. Now you just go in and pick up a pizza and that's it. You can't eat there no more. I miss the buffets they used to have.
I know.
Oh,
I remember that 30 years ago. I heard on the radio Pizza Hut is bankrupt. I don't know how many of their stores are going to even be in existence.
I don't know.
I mean, I always like Pizza Hut pizza. Some people either like it or you don't. My wife always said it was too greasy.
The donut hole.
I've heard of that one.
I think that's it.
And Dana B, I've been trying to get my wife to want to go to a restaurant, and she won't go. She refuses to eat out.
Stick to the mom and pop places, man. The franchises, man, or the commercial places, they always let me down.
Because our anniversary is on Tuesday, and I said, well, let's go out this weekend. She said, nobody's going to have anything I like because she won't eat meat anymore.
Ernie's Family Steakhouse.
Find you a good steakhouse or somewhere,
Yeah.
Ham and eggs in the pan. Oh, here's a good one. The Naughty Pine quality food.
Oh, I like it. I like it already. We got this mom and pop place that opened up here called Salt and Marrow. They got some pretty good food. About everything they sell there's good.
Oh, I have something to tell Eric about food. My son's in Florida, and there's a place down there he's at today called the Philly Bar. You've ever heard? I don't know what city it's in.
Philly Bar? I never heard of that one.
It's somewhere in Florida.
No, well, a lot of the teams practice down here in the spring, so that's probably.
Because he said it's all Eagles theme, and they have killer cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I used to love Domino's but nowadays
Yeah, I don't go there anymore.
it's like I don't know what it is. It's no flavor or anything. It's
Like shoe leather.
yeah. Fuzzy tacos.
Hmm. Now we've got, let's see, Salt Grass Steakhouse. We've got a Salt Rock Grill down here, which is very good. But a lot of restaurants didn't come back after Milton. They got pounded. I mean, they're
I
gone.
bet.
I looked it up on the because we have his tour guide sheet. He's at Jack's Beach, Florida, wherever that is.
I've never heard of
Jack's Beach.
JAX, Jack's Beach.
That's probably Jacksonville.
Sambo's restaurant. I don't think I heard that one.
I think I went to school with a Sambo.
We had them down here. They
Oh,
were
is it down there?
They were very good. This is what, 20 years ago, maybe more, no, probably more than that. But they kind of it got into a racial discussion, and they ended the chain because of the name. So, I guess that's based on the book or whatever.
There's the one I remember.
Yeah, the old funny shaped Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just like a little corner thing they got going on.
I like watching those old nostalgia videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know if. Oh, okay, it's showing it.
Back when my wife ate meat before we got married in the late 80s, we used to go to Pizza Hut like for dinner.
Shakey's. There's Long John Silver.
Never eaten there.
We still got a couple of them down here.
Ours, there. One of my son's friends said that he had been working there for like 7-8 years, and he said that the people who worked there before him said that they hadn't changed the oil for 7 years.
Well,
So it was like going on 11 years or something like that.
yeah.
That he knew of, that the oil was still in there, and like a couple weeks after he told us that it caught fire. It's still there. They don't do nothing with it. They were remodeling it, and then they stopped. Is that Duffy or Duff's Smorgasbord?
Never heard of that one.
Oh, Holiday Inn. Do they still have Holiday Inn?
There's one on Route 63 in Town, PA.
Oh, is this Baskin Robbins? Yeah, it is. 31 flavors. Oh,
Look at that building.
You could go in, and they had these little spoons, and you could try 31 flavors if you wanted to, and they would give you the spoon, and you'd taste it and throw your spoon away, and then they give you another one.
Oh, good luck trying one.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I liked that was short-lived in this area, and there was only one? Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of them in Jersey.
Oh, look at that old McDonald's there.
Golden Arches.
Actually, around here, most of the McDonald's are gone. There's one in Collegeville. There used to be one in Trooper, PA, and that's gone too. I remember eating once at a Stuckey's on I-95.
Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant. That's up here. I don't even know if they. I think they're one. Oh, there's Ponchos.
Ponchos.
Oh, yeah. That was in the 80s. All you could eat. $1.79.
Mexican buffet?
Huh? Mexican food buffet.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
And they had these little flags when you, because at first you go through and you can pick what you want, and then you'd sit down and then whenever you wanted something else, you'd pull the flag up and they'd come and ask you and they'd bring it out to you.
I bet Eric Estrada from Chips would like that. Poncha is a Mexican buffet.
Well, they when I went back in the 90s, it was a lot more, and they actually had a second restaurant where it was before was the bad end of town, which still there was probably not very many white people that went there and ate.
Well, the price of all restaurant food has basically doubled. About a year ago, my wife got us hoagies, and she, of course, got the vegetarian one at a place called Pudge's, which is like the best hoagies in Montgomery County. And it was a 12-inch hoagie, and the price of that was double of what it was 10 years ago, at least.
Oh, remember those things? McDonald's ashtrays? I remember the little metal ones.
Yeah. Oh, Grace, you crashed a Ryder truck into a Stuckey's roof.
What?
How did Grace do that?
Oh, boy.
And I thought Grace was a better driver than 101.
Welcome back there, Eric.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. All I heard is Eric joined. I'm like, I thought he was already here.
Yeah.
And Buck Rogers and
I wonder if Grace got a ticket for that. No, a traffic citation.
I wouldn't have said nothing. Just keep.
Toys R Us.
Grace, admit nothing.
Trust me, you remember this lady?
I can't see. Can you make it? Oh yeah, it's Clara Peller.
Where's the beef?
Yeah.
What restaurant was that for?
Oh God.
Wendy's.
That's it. Wendy's.
Jack in the Box. Yeah, they got rid of the playgrounds now for McDonald's.
Hey Ziggy.
Red Barn. I remember those.
Yeah.
I remember taking my wife. I think one of the first restaurants we actually ate at was a Holiday Inn.
Oh, you remember those toys? Put a little cat
bomb.
Yeah.
I remember buying, my mother getting me at the grocery store or somewhere, a roll of caps and putting them on the sidewalk and taking a hammer and hitting each of them.
There's our Game Boy back in the day.
That's some.
And that football where you'd have lights and you have to make it to the other end of the football field. There's Roy Rogers. Carl's Jr. Oh, remember the fruit pies? Oh, they used to actually taste good.
We can't get them anymore. I can't.
Well, you can get them here, but they don't have the frosting kind of stuff on the outside. It's just
they don't. That sucks.
And there's no fruit in there. It's just
it's the tasty brand. Or is it Hostess?
Oh, there goes the awful waffle.
My wife's always fond of apple fruit pies, either at Aldi or Lidl.
Tom Carvel, dead at 84. Wow.
The old projectors from school. I think that's what that was. Yeah. Right there in the middle.
Speaking of, did you hear that Co-founder of Ben and Jerry's got in trouble for doing something really bad. Can't say what it is here.
Oh, who remembers this glue, school glue?
Have you guys ever eaten Blue Bunny ice cream?
Yeah.
I have.
Do you guys like it? I like the chocolate chip mint.
It's been a while.
I couldn't believe the other week my wife went to, there's a place around here, the only big farm left, Murray Mead Farms. She got me a whole half gallon of their mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Okay.
And it was $4.99 for the whole half gallon. Not 48 ounces, 64 ounces. Because it's made on the premises at the family farm. And it was good. Well, Sandy M doesn't like Blue Bunny. I like the chocolate chip mint better than Turkey Hill.
I was almost tempted to go down and get me a banana split today. I might get one Friday. We'll have to see.
I never cared for the TV show. Remember
Banana
that?
Split, the series?
I thought it was too childish.
Never seen it.
It was on in the 70s.
I wasn't even thought of then. I was still just a twinkle in someone's eye.
It was a Sid and Marty Krofft production.
What was the name of it?
Banana Splits.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that them Waffle Houses ain't any good anymore.
Not anymore. No.
I remember after a senior prom, I think it was, going to the International House of Pancakes. And almost everybody got waffles instead of pancakes.
And Waffle House used to have a nice breakfast bar, too.
And some of those were open 24 hours a day.
Yep.
I mean, you can still get a breakfast at some of them, you know, if you get a good cook and, you know, you got a decent staff. You know.
Hey, Steph Richards in chat. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they changed that. All right. I was just looking to see if Nevada Palace was still. Oh, never mind. It's saying goodbye. Oh, no, what the heck? Saying its last goodbyes. Oops. Dang it. I wanted to see the pictures. Palace opened in July 1979. Ooh.
That's the year I got out of high school. And Tammy Horner, my wife called me the however you say it, Tillamook chocolate chip mint, and I don't like it at all. It wasn't green. It was a good ice cream, but it just didn't have that green mini taste.
They make a good cheese, too, Tillamook.
And one thing I haven't been able to find, when my wife went on her honeymoon, one night she ordered lemon ice cream. It wasn't sherbet, it was ice cream. And the next night I wanted to get it, and they were all out of it.
Okay, I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you can see it too well, but this is the Nevada Palace I remember. And they had the motel behind it. And about right where they started building onto, because it's got, for construction, they got these things on it, but usually they had the railings where you'd walk around to each rooms and stuff. And right below here in the back is a swimming pool. I used to jump off of this into the swimming pool.
Wow.
Right underneath where that construction is right there.
Is that a current picture?
No.
I was going to say, is that place even there?
They redid it as far as what I just read. That's an old one that I've seen there, where that's probably early 2000s when they're rebuild it again. But according to this, it's really changed.
Because I know in New Jersey, after Pennsylvania allowed gambling, and the gambling basically went out of business in Atlantic City, they tore down most of those casinos.
Well, that was there in the 80s when I was there.
Yeah, I saw that, Grace, the McDonald's truck.
And they had a trailer court or camping area, which was basically a trailer court because people would buy a camper and live in a camper because it was really cheap rent. And that's the one where I got in trouble with the father of the daughter that worked there or lived there. But I used to work at Nevada Palace and then live there in the trailer court or camp area. And they probably had at least 200 people that stayed there, and then they had maybe like 50 spots that they rent for a night or a weekend or something. That's how many people that, because rent was expensive in Vegas at that time, which it probably still is.
I won't even venture to guess what you got in trouble for with the girl's father.
Well, I mean, I was underage too, but Dad comes in there and sees somebody sleeping with his daughter. It's never good. He chased me down the strip with a baseball bat.
I guess he didn't have a pew-poo.
No.
That's good.
Well, evidently. But that's at that age, because I could work at as a busboy. I couldn't be a waiter, even though I still helped out once in a while. But because waiters, you have to be 21 years old.
Yeah, to serve alcohol.
Serving alcohol and stuff. But when I was 16, I was going out with a 31-year-old Keno waitress.
Well, that's a big age difference.
Yeah, but I didn't look or act like I was 16.
Well, you look younger without the hat.
I had a goatee and the whole shebang back then. And that's what really surprised me. We didn't have hair nets back in them days. All I had to do was put my hair in a ponytail. After get off of work, we'd head down because the strip was the happening thing. And some nights they had a game room in a casino, and we'd go down in the game room and play. But depending who was there, I could go and I'd get $2 worth of nickels and do the nickel slot because you got free drinks whenever you were gambling. So for $2, I could sit there for an hour or two.
It was worth it for the drink, yeah.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I'd end up going home with a couple $100 because I'd hit a jackpot or something. And then they had Sam's Club, or it's not Sam's Town, not Club, which was down the road. And they caught me in there one night gambling, and the security guard him and another security guard was beating me with their nightsticks, and I got away. And the next day, my friend Roger, which is the one that was in the we were in the same band. He was the one that sounds like Led Zeppelin. Robert Plant, and he was involved in the mafia. He was a collector. I'll put it that way. So he found out that somebody did me wrong. He went down there and pulled them out of the casino. Nobody did anything. They let him take the guy out, and he got his butt kicked.
I'll tell you, the mob is still alive and well.
Oh yeah.
When I was in high school,
always going to be a thing.
I'm not going to say their name. I had a classmate and his brother. They were local Golden Glove boxing champions. Then it came out in the court trial over the Roofers Union scandal that most people won't even be aware of here. That they were Nicky Scarfo's head collectors. And Nicky to this day is in federal prison.
Yeah, most of them do end up there. Or cement shoes. And then I ended up getting in trouble. Not really in trouble, because I didn't have a guardian or a parent. So
yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I ended up going to juvenile, which they called it the zoo.
How good was the food there?
Nothing's good in the jail. Yeah, nothing's good. It was bad.
I'll tell you stories about the mob. My wife's father was a foreman for a really big construction company that did union work, and they did a lot of work in Philly, and people had to grease somebody's hands. It's probably going on this day to do any kind of work like that with masonry in Philly.
Yeah,
it's all over the country.
Yeah, that's what it's always going to be a thing.
And it's worse in the north than it is in the south, except for maybe, well, I don't know what goes on in Florida or Georgia.
Miami's a big area for that.
But that might be more of the Cuban mafia.
No, there a lot of people from the north go down there.
Yeah, and they don't realize Florida's closed. They need to stop it.
It's the semi-retired gangsters that go down there. They figure Al Capone used to come not too far from where we are, Schwenksville, PA, every year. They had a resort there. There's a ski resort they call it Spring Mountain, and it's not even a mountain.
You remember that show that what's his name? The one with the broken nose guy, the mustache, did a show about him uncovering his vault or something. There wasn't nothing in it.
Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
And nothing was in the vault.
Yeah. It was so funny. And it was so built up over it. And the show was like 2-3 hours long.
Yeah.
And you get to the end, it's empty.
I know it's allegedly full money, but I know there's a lot of shady people in this area.
You know, when Al Capone got busted, he was locked up in Atlanta. He was in the Atlanta penitentiaries a few years before he got transferred. I think it was Alcatraz or wherever he finally got transferred.
Well, back in the 1920s, the wealthy people from Philadelphia would go to Spring Mountain, and one reason why they went there was to go swimming in the Perkiomen Creek, because it was clean back in those days. They had these little cabins for these people. It was like Spring Mountain, Schwenksville, PA was like booming back then. And now it's basically just a regular, run-of-the-mill small town.
Well, I remember going to playing a fair in this is in the 70s, Reno, Nevada. Wasn't hardly big at all, and now you look at it on the map and it's huge.
Well, I remember I looked at a YouTube channel. They were showing pictures of real estate signs showing pieces of ground in Nevada for sale, $5 million, and people were laughing at it. Then somebody actually bought these properties, and look what they have now. Las Vegas,
yeah.
Las Vegas, and Reno. My son's been to both those cities quite a few times on tour with the bands. I don't think he's ever gambled out there. He likes it though. He says the food is really good at the resorts.
Oh yeah, and cheap, because that's how they get you in there.
Well, the thing is, when they're staying somewhere like that and have a hotel room, the food's all complimentary.
Oh, it is anyway, because you have to go through the casino to get to the restaurant. I remember prime rib for 99 cents, a whole prime rib meal. And then after you get done eating, you have to go back through all those slot machines and poker tables. That I don't like. That's one city I actually like living in. Was Vegas, because it's so much. I probably wouldn't like it now, but back then it was fun. I never went to a grocery store and got food or anything to cook or anything, because it was just you have some of the best cooks and stuff around. Like for breakfast, it was 49 cents for eggs, bacon, sausage, and hash browns, toast, the whole shit.
I love hash browns.
Yeah, I lived in Henderson for a while, and then Vegas and Reno. There's another one. I can't remember the little town. Bryce or something like that. I can't remember. And get in trouble, and then go back down to Phoenix. And I wish I could remember the name of the nightclub, and it was the thing back then that we played in. And of course, we probably wouldn't have been able to get the gig there, but the lead singer being, the mafia type thing, we got to open for a couple bigger bands, which was cool.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. And we actually had a following, especially when, Stairway to Heaven, that was the thing. 'Cause, you couldn't tell the difference except for the bad playing of the drums and guitar, and the bass player kind of went along with the drums. So if I messed up, he would mess up. June 14th.
Right before mine. Mine's June the 23rd.
Yeah, there's some nice parts of. Now, I'd go there now and it'd be totally different. I remember they have. I worked at a carnival that was there, and it was right outside of a casino, and oh man, we made so much money because if they won coming out of the casino, they would come down and then blow a bunch of money down there. I forget what forgot what it was a dart game, but I can't remember which one it was. Hey, 101.
Hey, 101, what's up?
And since he's in here, you know, the movie Jeepers Creepers,
Yeah,
was filmed in Michigan.
oh,
And I don't know about the second part or anything, but Jeepers Creepers was filmed in Michigan.
first one was pretty good.
Actually, the first Jeepers Creepers was filmed in Ocala, Florida. The opening scene when the brother and sister are driving in that old Impala.
Oh,
It's all mostly Florida, because that church that he was throwing bodies down and had him in the cellar and all that stuff.
oh yeah.
The kids burnt that down like a year or two after the movie. I've actually been on that road in the opening scene.
Wasn't the lead actress in that movie, she passed away?
In what?
In Jeepers Creepers.
No, Gina Phillips, she's still alive. She did that. She was in the last one.
I'm thinking of another movie then, maybe. There was an actress who was like in a bunch of movies. She had blonde hair, and then all of a sudden, she died under mysterious circumstances, allegedly.
Well, that happens a lot.
Yeah. And how do you know?
There's a lot of blondes.
How do you know if it was something they took or something that they were forced to take because of what they know?
It's the mystery of this crazy life, Jim. Not worth keeping yourself up at night about, that's for sure.
Well, look at David Cassidy. Who knew all the stuff he was into?
Yeah. Most show business people are. It's a fact. Yeah.
Like the band my son tours with, after the show, they have a few drinks in the evening, and that's it.
Oh wow, some people look old. That movie isn't that old, is it?
What's that?
Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, the first one.
Oh, I guess it is 2001. I thought it was later than that. Dang, 24 years old. Yeah, I guess 24 years will do something to you, huh?
I remember the first time I saw that movie. I'm like, holy crap. It was good.
Jeepers Creepers 5 is currently being produced. I didn't even know that. I thought there was just 3 of them.
They're going to turn that into like Friday the 13th series or Halloween.
Well, they're way behind because they put that out every year.
I don't like what they did.
3 was the worst one of all.
But of Halloween?
Halloween, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't even about them.
Yeah.
About that guy that making
Michael
the mask.
wasn't even involved in it.
No.
Oh, what is this? Inspiration from a few real-life events and legends. The film opening scenes where siblings witness a strange man throwing something are loosely inspired by a case involving Dennis Depew, who was featured on Unsolved Mysteries. The core of the film, however, is fictionalized monster, of course, that deletes and harvests humans every 23rd of March, based on a myth by a creator film.
That's like Jeepers Creepers. Every 23 years or 23 days, he comes back.
Okay, with what went on over there in the Mideast, I think it's now almost $9 trillion have been pledged in investments and buying stuff from the U.S. This has never happened in the history of this country in such a short amount of time. With all those Boeing planes, Qatar's going to buy, for their airlines over there. That's going to make Boeing stock go up. It actually went up a lot today.
Well, their stock always goes up.
Yeah, but it hit an all-time low after all those planes falling apart.
Well, that was because of...
That was the 737 MAX.
It still isn't anywhere near its all-time high. Its all-time high was about $2.99 a share, and that got down in the mid 100s.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is planned, though. There's people behind that'll make stock go up and go down, and
a lot of it's the Federal
Charlie
Reserve.
Sheen. I think it was Charlie Sheen that did that. Oh,
I like his brother better than him.
Which one? Emilio?
Emilio, yeah, he hasn't been in all this controversy.
Well, that's awful nice of you, Eric.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
See where they're supposed to be coming up with I don't know if it's a reboot or a part 2 to the movie. What was it called? Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, that was a great movie.
You know, remember Emilio Estevez was in that movie. He was kind of like the hero of the movie, I guess.
Stephen King.
Yeah, that's been in the works for a long time.
Yeah,
they keep saying it.
What's that?
Maximum Overdrive.
I never liked Stephen King. My wife loves his books, though. She's a big book reader.
God, he did wonderful books, and whoever wrote the screenplays. I mean, you've got The Shining, Maximum Overdrive, Misery.
He had some good ones.
He had some big hit movies.
He's got another movie coming out based off of a book. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it was the first one he wrote.
Because people are speaking of Hollywood, I was saying Richard De Niro's having a fit that there's going to be a tariff on the movies made in Hollywood that aren't made in Hollywood.
Well, I hope he's smarter than that.
And you figure that's why they started
half his fan base because of his big mouth.
Well, that's why they started going to Vancouver to make movies, because the taxes are so high in California.
Yeah, I want to see that one there, Young Guns, because I always liked Young Guns. That was a good series.
Yeah, that was a good series.
Well, actually, there was a series, Young Guns, but I was talking about the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen King's first novel to be published was Carrie, 1974.
He wrote one before that, but it was under one of his. It wasn't under Stephen King. It was a different name. I just seen the trailer of the movie.
Real name.
And wasn't as good as the original.
What's that?
The remake of Carrie was awful.
Which one? There's like 6 of them.
Well, any of the remakes I saw, and whatever happened to Sissy Space Chick?
Space Chick?
Yeah.
Nick, she's out. She's out with the Jetsons. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, they don't give his other book what.
Is he the one that did the
He did Salem's
Black
Lot,
Window or something?
The Shining, Night Shift, The Stand, The Long Walk.
Johnny
The Long
Depp.
Walk. That's it. The Long Walk.
And he's almost blind, if he isn't already.
That's a pretty interesting story. They turned it into a movie. It's supposed to be coming out sometime this year.
Yeah, Stephen King wrote 5 novels before publishing his debut novel, Carrie. 2 of these were Getting It On, later published as Rage, and The Long Walk. The other 3 were not horror novels and were not published.
And Dana B, I don't think Sissy Space Chick did anything like a lot of actresses, start doing older roles, and she didn't do any, really.
It's
Really?
SIC.
I call her Sissy Space Chick.
Basically.
If you looked at her eyes, she, in my humble opinion, she always looked like she was half out of it.
Oh. All the way to the bank, right?
Yep.
Forget about it.
And the last time I went to a movie theater, our son came home to visit, and I think it was Christmas Eve. We went to see one of the Star Wars, sequels. That's about 8 years ago. Or actually, more like 10 or 11, I think, when I think of it.
I could have swore it was him.
Didn't tell you the last one I went and seen in the theater. It's been a while.
I won't go in the theaters because they don't allow you to bring a friend with you, if you know what I mean. And I'm not just going to get in that situation.
A friend by your hip.
Oh, that's what was Secret Window. Let me see.
I've never met a coal miner's daughter.
Oh, there's thousands of them.
Not in this part of PA. Actually, my mother was born in Helmsdale, PA, and that was a big coal area.
I say you should stop growing Christmas trees, quit the business, and just go searching out small streams and fly fish for trout. Time to retire. Take it easy.
I have cut back. You got to remember, I'm only taking care of what's here, not the other 20 acres anymore.
I miss that. We'd go out not knowing where we're going, and we'd just search for streams, and we'd pull up on one, and it'd just be the back road.
The funny thing is, I get along with my sister better now that we're not really business partners anymore.
That was a scary, freaky movie, The Ninth Gate. He actually, because Johnny Depp, he gets so into his role that he was close to being committed from that.
Wow.
The same thing with the Secret Window.
Yeah.
He got it. Those are 2 movies that he went way overboard with in a dark place.
Imagine, you get too much into the character.
Even though I like the Dark Shadows movie he was in, they completely changed the whole storyline and turned it into more of a comedy. And I prefer the first Willy Wonka.
That was Gene Wilder.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Grace.
What was that movie I just got done watching? Oh, I watched the Minecraft movie.
I never watched any of those.
I was kind of curious if everybody's going to freak out because of the zombie jockey, because they closed theaters down because of that. People went nuts, throwing popcorn all over the place, but everybody was like really quiet and everything giggled, and that was about it. It was okay, but I wasn't too thrilled about it. But it had too much singing in it for me. I can't stand when somebody sings a part. So walking over there, oh, we're gonna sing about it, you know. My dad used to watch musicals and stuff. I couldn't stand him.
Don't get me started in musicals. My husband, they're into acting at these plays, and all the people at these plays that are actors and actresses, they're all having a fit because of his president, because they're involved with the community theater.
What was it? And I'm gonna get hate from this, but Hee Haw and Grand Ole Opry, I hated those shows.
I liked Hee Haw.
I didn't.
I like
that lady. Oh,
Minnie Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she still had the price tag hanging on the string.
Yeah. Oh, used to annoy the heck out of me. She did something. Was it howdy?
Howdy.
Yeah, that. I'm like, ugh.
She could probably yodel with her voice. I liked Hee Haw as a kid because of seeing the girls in their outfits, the short shorts.
I was never into that. I was more into the real thing instead of watching that stuff. Of course, that's probably why I got in so much trouble when I was younger too. I probably should have just watched it on TV.
Well, I never had any desire to act or anything. I mean, Hee Haw would have a good guest every now and then, too. I think Glenn Campbell was on there. Remember the Johnny Cash show?
Elvis's guitar player.
Yeah. There were a few good shows then. I mean,
now music, I liked listening to music, but I couldn't stand watching a show of people singing. I never did like it. And they had quite a few of those back then. I remember when we went to Graceland, and we got there early before it opened. Hop down, and we went over there was a diner down on the opposite side. We went in there and actually met Elvis's uncle there, and we're because he was sitting in the booth next to us, and we were talking, and he overheard us talking about waiting to go over to Graceland and stuff. And he was telling us about, make sure you get up there first, or get over here. Make sure you go over this place first before you go over here, because the story thing. And we asked him, how you know so much about that? And he said, well, Elvis was my nephew. We actually got his autograph and everything too. And he walked us over there and showed us, because we, and this was at that time, across the street from Graceland, there's a big building where they kept cars and stuff and different stuff. And then right next to that was the airplane, his jet, or one of them, and there was another smaller one too. And he was pretty much being a tour guide. And we got pictures with him and stuff, and he held, at our time, was our oldest daughter was with us, and held her while we took a picture of him. And we went, after the jet, we went over to Graceland, and he lifted up the ropes, the felt ropes or whatever, and told us, come back and look at this. And we got to see what other people don't get to see. And I forget who was living. I don't know if it was Priscilla was living there or Lisa was living there at the time.
This was at the Graceland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to visit that. I've never been.
And I heard it's changed completely now.
Yeah, no,
and,
it won't be as good as when you went, for sure.
Toward the back, that's where all of his outfits are and stuff.
Yeah.
And you could see the difference from when he first started doing concerts, and then
it got real
flashier and unfortunately bigger.
He had the outfits now.
Mm-hmm. He was a pretty good sized guy too.
Yeah. Man. But I mean, he lived an interesting life. He really did, especially during that time period.
Well, Trump says they're distant cousins, him and Elvis.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
About halfway through, he said he's tired and he was going to turn in. And we thanked him and everything. I mean, who gets to see Graceland with Elvis's uncle?
Yeah, no doubt. It's like even the local museum here. They have to, like, over time, they have to take out and take some of the exhibits down, like clothing and stuff like that, and clean it and put it up and swap it out, because it'll deteriorate and stuff over time. A lot of their Civil War pieces and stuff like that.
Yeah, and at that time, you weren't allowed to use flash for taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
because the flash deteriorated the items and stuff.
There's a pastor that has a YouTube channel that looks, I forget his name. This guy looks almost like an older version of Elvis, and he sounds like Elvis when he sings. And the guy's a minister.
That's got to be one of the most impersonated artists of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
my dad used to do it.
Remember the movie, what was it, 4,000 Miles from Graceland?
Yeah.
I think that was the title.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He was over 6 foot. I'm sure he was over 6 foot, because them outfits were pretty good size.
You figure he didn't try to get out of serving in the military like Muhammad Ali did. And speaking of the entertainers, how many present-day Hollywood people have served in the military? You look at all these entertainers from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 70s that were, went into the military. You don't hear of that anymore.
Well, there was a thing called the draft back then.
Well, not only that,
you didn't have much choice in the matter.
A lot of wars back then too.
Yeah,
but they won. They didn't, flee to Canada.
Oh yeah. I remember watching those, the Mulder, Bob,
the brothers.
Oh, I can't remember. They used to do all the things for the soldiers and stuff.
Oh, Bob Hope.
Yeah, Bob Hope. That's it.
USO.
Yeah, those shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Bob Hope was in the military too.
Jimmy Stewart flew a bomber in World War II.
Yeah, yeah. They made a movie of that too. That was actually a good movie. It was one of my favorite actors back then.
Okay, I'd rather watch a good Jimmy Stewart or Henry Fonda movie.
Well, technically it was reruns for me, but still one of my favorites. That and John Wayne.
Yeah.
Even though it's bad to like John Wayne now. Clint Eastwood's movies. Another guy. I can't remember his name, but he was on Dirty Dozen. He was the big guy.
On the Dirty. You mean that football player?
What was his name? He said, "Don't make me mad." You know, that guy, the big guy.
What movie did he play in?
The Dirty Dozen.
Oh,
the original one.
Lee Marvin?
I couldn't tell you.
No, not him. I didn't like him.
That was my grandma's
movie.
I know his face, but I can't think of his name.
Posey.
Okay, Ernest was in that movie too.
Let me see if I can find him. Yeah, Clint Walker. I liked him in his movies too, because he was in some westerns, and I always thought he was really good. Charles Bronson was another good one. Kojak, I didn't like him too much. There's one with Clint Eastwood in
that's
The Guns of Navarone.
No.
That's Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah, that's it.
They went in to get all of that gold out of that bank.
Yeah.
They met that was so funny. They met that German commander. He's sitting in a tiger tank. Donald Sutherland was in that too.
Yeah.
Hey, figure, look how they found
we're gonna split gold, right?
They said all these sachets of gold. They went back, they were all missing.
Tell them.
Well, there's so many YouTube shows I've seen over the years where the Allied soldiers found the gold and they were going to come back for it, and it had all disappeared. Where did it go?
It's hard to say.
Some of it could still be buried somewhere, or it could have ended up at the Vatican.
Another good one was To Hell and Back. Audie Murphy. Where he got shot in the butt. Or shrapnel in the butt, I should say. Because that was a true story. He played himself.
Yeah, but all them guys that played in all the good westerns or like the gangster movies, shoot.
Yeah.
They're about gone.
And Sam Elliott, he was a good actor.
Well, he still is. He's not dead.
Yeah, he's still here, man.
Putting him in the ground already.
Him in Ghost Rider too.
What was that show? They were Wild West. They were, I think they're West Brothers or something like that. And they
the old TV
traveled on the train.
Yeah.
They weren't brothers though. Artemis Gordon and James West. Sam, the actor that played Artemis Gordon, he didn't live to be very old. He had a heart problem. Yeah, and Robert Conrad died a few years ago. He lived to be in his 80s.
Yeah.
Baba Black Sheep.
Yeah, I used to love
Happy
watching that.
Boynton.
Always come on at nighttime,
Yep.
late
Flying
at night.
And they
Flying
didn't,
them off
give,
that island.
they didn't give that show a chance. They canceled it after 2 seasons.
Sean Connery, that was another guy. His movies were good.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yes, it's a British thing. Or Scottish.
But they're going to remake another Karate Kid movie.
Yeah, they already. It's supposed to be coming out, I guess.
Well, this will be the 3rd series then.
No, there was already. This would be. Well, there was 4 Karate Kids, and then there's a remake of it with Jackie Chan, and they're coming back with all the people making it.
And they had a series based off of the show.
Yeah.
What show is this?
The Karate Kid.
Oh, okay. So Ralph Macchio is going to be in it?
Yeah.
You figure Bruce Lee never fought in any karate tournaments.
I think Pat Morita's gone now, isn't he?
Yeah, he died a few years ago.
Yeah. That was Arnold from Happy Days.
Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, yeah.
I know nothing.
Right? Sergeant Schultz. I know nothing. I see nothing.
Actually, the actor played Sergeant Schultz was in a lot of movies, and you don't recognize him because he wasn't overweight then.
Yeah, Combat. Oh, man, I used to love Combat.
Movie.
And then it came out in color. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Good series, I should say.
In color. It would start out in black and white, and then it'd pop up in color. Yeah, remember watching TV when TVs were square?
Yes, I do.
Now even your monitors are widescreen.
And
you could get your sister to stand there and hold the rabbit ear to get the reception. She have to stand.
Yeah.
Remember as a kid, all the TVs there was always something wearing out on them. Tubes that burn out that would be replaced.
The dial, you'd have to get a matchbook and put in behind it.
Yeah. It's old technology then. Well, new then, but old now.
Yeah.
And they could have made those tubes to last longer, but they didn't, just like the light bulbs.
No, the tubes lasted quite a bit. I remember this was in the 90s. There's an old dump where they had dumped a bunch of TVs. We would go out and take all the tubes out.
Yeah.
We'd sell them online. This is early days. And people would buy them up like crazy to get their old TVs working again because they don't make the tubes anymore. I bet you I'd make some money now with those.
And even the first flat screens, they were still pretty bulgy out the back end.
Oh yeah.
You know, now they're like.
Remember the projection?
They're like an inch thick.
Yeah, now they're nothing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, even though everybody has LED TVs now, Sony came out before the LED TV and made a huge TV that had probably a sharper image than a LED screen could ever have. But the problem was the TV would have weighed more than a refrigerator.
You talking about the Sony Bravia?
Plasma.
Nice.
No, it was a cathode ray TV. It was probably like 40 inches, but how are you going to get like a 600 or 800 pound TV in your house?
Yeah.
It wasn't practical.
Well,
they got
the projection TVs were that heavy.
Yeah, they were. You had to hang something on the ceiling for that, didn't you?
No, I'm talking about it was a big box and it had it would project the stuff on the screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember I still have the remote. I don't know why I can't hold on to remotes but remember getting that thing in this house, and the porch on this thing was bad, and I was so afraid that I was going to end up in the basement with that TV. So I got some boards and rolled it in. Oh,
I like the fact that these LED TVs are so lightweight, and they hardly use any electricity.
Yeah. I saw a 55-inch 4K fully loaded with everything. Roku, I mean, loaded with everything. It was $300 at Walmart.
yeah.
55
Remember,
inch.
I got this for $69. It's a 40 inch.
10 years ago, that would have been close to $1,000.
Oh yeah. The TV I got in the living room there cost me over $1,000, and that was 2013-ish, 14.
These flat screens, they're not worth repairing because you're going to pay almost more than half of what a new one costs.
Yeah.
I remember when Bob and Ron's Worldwide Stereo started selling plasma TVs, and they had TVs in that store that were like $20,000 when they first came out. Must have been over 20 years ago. And who's gonna spend that kind of money on a television set?
Yeah. Usually if TV goes out, I try to fix it. On these types of TVs nowadays, it's usually the connectors. You just get some alcohol and clean them off and put it back in there and see if it works. And sometimes it does.
And it wasn't a Sony Trinitron. There's a video I found years ago on YouTube where Sony demonstrated this TV at a show, but then the marketing thought, who's going to buy a TV that big? It would take an appliance cord just to move the thing.
Yeah, now look at everybody has them big TVs in there. I mean, there's nothing better than watching football on a big screen.
Unless you're watching the Cowboys and you're just going to watch it. Right, Watt?
Or the Tide.
Or the Tide. Dak Prescott throw an interception on a 55-inch TV? I don't think so.
Speaking of which, who do you think's going to be a quarterback this year?
In Dallas?
No. Watt knows who I'm talking about.
Oh.
For the Dogs?
No.
Oh, for Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh, shit. Who knows, man? I don't even think Arthur Blank knows.
Whoever they can sucker in down there to get him sucked up.
I mean,
they fired the other guy.
Yeah, definitely wasn't Kirk Cousins, man.
Yeah, but the thing about Kirk Cousins is when he's on, you can't beat him.
When he's off, he's totally off. He's not even in the game.
You cannot beat that man. But when he's off, he's really off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I saw one game, he was throwing darts all night long, and just the defense was just like, they gave up by the half. It was over. And then next week, they got shut out. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I remember the days of renting videotapes.
Yes.
And then making sure that somebody hit the rewind button before we put the next tape in there because you don't want to get a 50-cent charge.
Yeah.
Be kind and rewind.
Right.
Yeah, there's still the same building down here that used to rent VHS, and then he went to DVDs.
Right. Tebow's working at University of Florida.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Tom Petty, he was the groundskeeper at USF before he became a popular musician.
Tim Tebow, he had an interesting. Well, he still has. He had an interesting life, football and all the stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still does speaking things.
Oh yeah. Man, I hated he played for the Gators, man, but I respected him. I mean, he was a tough player.
Yeah.
He's like a linebacker that played quarterback.
That's why the NFL wanted to make him a tight end.
And I forget the exact story, but it's interesting. You know, he used to wear those verses on his eyes.
Yeah.
And I think one of the first ones he won, well, not won, but wore was John 3:16.
Yeah.
And then it became one of the top things Googled. People watched that game. It became one of the top things searched on the internet. John 3:16. And there was several other instances in his career, particular moments that added up to 3:16.
Yeah.
Oh man, and he's telling you that story. Man, it just gives you goosebumps. It's giving me goosebumps telling y'all, and I don't even do it justice by telling you, you know.
Yeah.
All those different things that added up to 3:16, and I thought I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it would be nice if we could because I actually got in trouble for playing it, and all it was just him talking. It wasn't no NFL or anything, and I still got in trouble for it. It's copyrighted.
Yeah, he ended up winning a playoff game, and he had like 316 yards and something else. It was, I think, what's the odds of that?
Okay, Dana B. Why was he holding your baby? I accidentally walked into Dan Marino holding. Oh, you were holding the baby. Okay, never mind. I was like, you accidentally walked into him while he was holding your baby.
Yeah, watch where you going, Dan Marino.
Yeah, there's some, which I can kind of understand because they get hounded and bugged all the time for this and that, and like who was it? It was somebody famous basketball player, and I think it was Kobe. And this guy would take a card up there and say, "Sign this for me," and he would sign it, and he'd come back and he'd change his clothes, "Sign this for me," and it was the same card, but like he'd done it 4 or 5 times, and he caught on, and then he got pissed because it wasn't a fan; it was somebody trying to make money.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I understand that, you know, because you stop and you're signing autographs to be nice and kind and whatnot, and it's something like that happens. It's taking advantage of somebody's niceness. Everybody always says Shaq was a mean or whatever. I met him. He was the nicest.
I don't agree with that.
Nicest guy.
Yep.
He'd joke around with you and everything.
Never heard any dirt on him either.
Penny Hardaway was another one.
Oh yeah, I remember watching Penny Hardaway as a kid.
Yeah. I've got his rookie card.
Oh wow.
another one from Charlotte. Oh, dang it.
You know, I forget the particular player right offhand, but it's one of those players, rookie cards that became ultra popular, not because it had him on it, but because who was featured sitting courtside. It was the Mendez brothers. They were courtside at a game, and the picture they took of this player's rookie card had them clearly featured right behind them.
In the background, yeah.
Yeah, so people figured that out, and they, became more valuable, I guess.
Well, I do respect the athletes that try to do charity work.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's NFL. You can say it's fake or this and that, but there is a lot of good that it does. Yeah. And I'm talking about the players that go out of their way to volunteer in hospitals and donate millions of dollars. And that's
true.
It's just, saying the NFL is bad and you condemn everybody that's involved in it. I think that's bad. It's just like condemning humans. There are some good humans.
Good apples and bad.
Yeah. And it's bad to condemn the whole organization just because of, somebody kneeling during a national anthem, which
is like Republicans and Democrats. There's some good Democrats, they voted for Trump.
Yeah, I never liked the difference between them. To me, I vote for who is the better person
for the job.
Yeah, I'm not going to stick with Republican just because I like one person out of the whole political race, because you're a sheep.
There's a lot of bad Republicans. We all know that.
Oh, they're bad on all sides.
Yep.
Tom Tellis. There you go. Tom Tellis. He needs to go. He's a rhino.
Wasn't one of them guys just Republican? What was that about? Oh, I forget what it was. I seen it in the news not too long ago.
Well, most of them are allegedly
Republicans, and it was a stupid reason. I forget what it was.
Well, allegedly, Big Pharma is one of the biggest lobbyists, and they're in all the politicians' back pocket except for Trump.
That's not allegedly. That's a fact.
Yeah, but for the show safety, because I know family members that think one year it was awful at the holidays. Went to my sister's, and some of the family members had too much to drink. They're saying, "Oh, all these doctors, get paid to promote a certain pharmaceutical, a certain type of drug," and they don't. They don't get kickbacks. And most doctors try to write a prescription for the generic stuff just to save people money.
Yeah. But a lot, as far as show safety, most of that is
Prepper 101.
Hey, Prepper 101.
Most of that's public record. They're donating to campaigns and stuff like that. That's all.
And the thing is, look at the amount of money the pharmaceutical companies spend on advertising on TV. That's where it got bigger.
Oh yeah.
And it really, I'll tell you one thing that really stopped. For my wife's worked at the same doctor's office ever since she became a nurse. For decades, pharmaceutical reps would come in, and they would give all these medications for the doctor to prescribe to the patient free of charge, and they stopped doing that about 8 or 10 years ago. My wife, because I said, "When's the last time a drug rep's been in the office?" And she said it's been at least a decade.
It's when they do those drug commercials, it's like 5 seconds for talking about the
and then a 20-minute disclaimer.
yeah, all the side effects and stuff.
May cause this, and this.
And sometimes death.
And you might not wake up tomorrow morning.
Bloody stool, vomiting. I hate those commercials, especially when they're on at lunchtime.
I don't watch regular TV, so I don't get to see those commercials anymore. I think Paramount Plus is the only thing I get that has commercials, but it's always the same thing, stupid commercial over and over again.
Well, since there's nothing on TV at lunchtime, I do watch The Young and the Restless. It's better than the other. It's better than the other shows that are on.
Well, years ago up north, when the shop would go on lunch, we'd get an hour, and I'm telling you, it was a pretty modern place, and you'd have to walk down these stairs, and there was a lunchroom down there, and there'd be, I don't know, maybe 30 guys sitting at one time, and they'd put on two soap operas because there was nothing else on, and that was it. So it's not that uncommon for.
Well, I used to watch Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, that's cool.
The first one was Ryan's Hope, and the second one was Loving.
Oh, I remember General Hospital when I was a kid in black and white, and Jessie Brewer was one of the actresses in the show, and Dr. Harding.
I don't remember that. I didn't watch that show. I didn't watch them at all unless I was in the lunchroom with the guys, which wasn't always.
Laura's Wedding was the biggest watched episode of any soap opera to this day.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I always like Eric Braeden. That's in The Young and the Restless. That guy was in one of the Planet of the Apes movies. The third one, he was in what was that show? Rat Patrol. He was in episodes of The $6 Million Man. I mean, Eric Braeden was in almost everything.
What was his name?
Eric Braeden.
Eric Braeden.
He played the German captain in the Rat Patrol.
Okay.
Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I actually didn't want to be on here this late because I still got to cook something to eat.
You got to eat, dude.
And I have to get up wee early in the morning. I got to open the place.
Yeah, to tell you the show, what have you been up to? I got here too late, though.
What have I been up to?
Yeah.
Working. Oh, I canned pineapple. I'm gonna try to can something once a week because I think we have something coming. I don't know what is coming, but we're gonna need food and supplies and stuff.
It could be a scare event too, involving an airplane possibly. Who knows?
Mm. But I'll probably be back Friday because I'll be off Friday unless I'm busy into something and don't get home till late. So I'll probably be on Friday. So we'll see you then. And I should have this video out tomorrow or Friday. So look for it then. And I'll catch everybody later. Have a good night.
Not everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah. Thank you. you.